Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I've made this gorgeous card here. So it's just a variation of the other pillar cards that I've shared. I've got a playlist up here. I've got a double version like this, and I've also got a triple version, which is on a DL size card. But I thought I'd do a 5x7. Made this during a Facebook Live and we've all fallen in love with it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. There's some acetate running through the middle there, so that when you move this to the side, everything moves together, and then it all folds down flat, and that will fit into a 5x7 envelope. I've stuck this to a top fold card, so you've got all your space inside, but it will also stand on its own. So that's it, you know, resting on the actual card blank. But if you just bring it forward, you'll see it's actually, you know, this is just moving now because it's just supporting itself. It looks a bit more like that tower style that I've done in the past as well. Very, very easy to make. You don't need any dies or anything for this one. So let's get started. So I've used the supplies from, this is box 47 from the Papercraft Society. You can use anything in your stash. And the sentiment, I've taken the hello, and that's from the Creative Craft Products Everyday Sentiments. So I've cut myself here a piece of 5x7 cardstock, and that's what I'm going to be attaching everything on. So this one I've got the blue background with the pink flowers. This one we're going to have the pink background with the blue flowers. You then want to cut yourself a piece of, now I did change this from the live because during the live I was originally going to have 7 strips, and then I decided to change it to 6 strips. So first of all, cut yourself a piece of cardstock that's 7 by 4.5. Keep it together, don't cut it all yet like I have. And then along the 7-inch side, I'm just lining mine all back up again. Okay, you're going to score at 1, 2, 5 and 6. Okay, 1, 2, 5 and 6, and then take this piece and in your trimmer cut them so that they are all 3/4 of an inch. So just pop it in here and just shift it down every 3/4 of an inch and cut, shift it again, cut, shift it again, and then you'll have your 6 strips. Then with each one you want to have a valley and a mountain fold at each end. So valley, mountain fold, you want that shape. Now, if you're going to add the acetate, which I do recommend you do, because if you don't add it, then whatever you attach your decoration to, when you go to move it to one side, it will only move what's attached to your decoration. So you might have the odd one maybe at the top that won't go down with all the rest. So you just have to push it down if you want it to go in the envelope. So I do think the acetate is a nice touch, and it also then just gives you a full platform to be able to stick everything on. In between all of these pieces on the back side, just add a strip of double-sided tape. And this is where we're going to attach the acetate. So I've got myself here a piece of acetate that's 2 7/8 by 7 inches. So it's the whole height of the card. If I just bring this in, you should, okay, you can see it a bit better. So what I'm going to do is stick one of these at the top and the bottom first, and then work your way so that you've got them all equally spaced. I did say during the live, these can be any size that you want. Look at the other ones in the playlist to give you some more ideas. But you might also want to have a thicker one at the bottom with maybe a sentiment stamped on it. And then the next one might be a little bit smaller and then smaller again. And you've almost got like a gradient kind of look of different sized strips. I think that would look really good. You could just have a couple of these. You know, there's just so many ways to change this. So I'm just going to keep it on the pink card because I think it's a bit easier to see. So my acetate, and I'm butting it right up to the top. I'm just sitting it between the 2 score lines there. You just want to make sure everything's nice and straight. Okay, and then I'm going to pop one at the bottom. And now these 4 need to be equally spaced if that's how you want it. Like I said, you could have it, you know, like so, like a big gap and then a slightly smaller gap, a smaller gap again, and again, and then you might have something on this piece that you can see through the acetate. So it's definitely a style I'll be revisiting, but for now I'm just going to keep them like the other one. I think I had about, maybe it's 1/2 inch actually between each strip. If you want to do the maths and calculate it and get your ruler out correctly, then you can do so. But I've got a lot of decoration going on top as well, so don't worry if you find that one's a little bit more space than the other. You can see there, once it's got that design all on top, it does, you know, take it away a bit. So I'm just going to stick all of these ones down. Okay, so I've got all those pieces now stuck down. Next, you're going to add your glue to, doesn't matter what side. I'm going to start with the, with this left-hand side here. And you're just going to add your glue just to the outer section I'm going to use my construction glue. This will dry nice and hard, but it also just gives me a little bit more wiggle time just to position everything. So I'm going to position the top one right up into the corner there, get it nice and straight, and the bottom one, get that one down, and then the rest just line up with the end there, like so. And what I recommend you do is fold it down, because that will also keep everything, you know, nice and straight. You can see they're following, you know, they're sitting nicely behind each other there. So I can see that one's got a slightly bigger gap than down here. Again, not too worried. I can always, maybe if I have it that way, it looks a bit better, because that's quite big, big, big. And then it kind of goes down a bit, so it looks a little bit uniform. And then if you just bring it all over and then add the glue to the other ends, and then again just line up the top corner and the bottom, and then you can just bring down all of the others there. So as you can see now, that moves really nicely. I'm just going to leave those to dry. I've got all my decoration here. So I've coloured these with my alcohol markers. I'm going to bring this one back into view. Now what I did do on this one, which I'm hoping if you didn't watch my live you didn't notice, but I've actually trimmed this piece off, because you can only have the overhang on one side. So if you'll see on this one, all my overhang is on the left hand side. There's nothing overhang in the right hand side, because that's the side that you fold it down. You need to make sure it all stays within your 5x7 envelope size, or whatever size you're doing. If I went to fold that way, all this overhang will mean I need a bigger envelope. So for that reason, I went right down into the corner here and then just cut that out. And this is all in the kit here, which I'll just quickly show you. So inside you get a lot more than what I'm just showing you here, but you've got your stamps and the dies that cut them all out, and I took the papers or the cardstock, so the pink and the blues all from here as well. And then just add a little bit of shape to all of these as well, just, you know, that little bit of dimension. I've added some yellow Nuva drop right into the center there on the stamens, just to break up that blue a little bit. So you see, just lifting it off the card brings it to life a little bit more. And then this one again, I've got my leaves, so I'm going to have exactly the same arrangement because I really like it. So this one up here, and I just popped some foam tabs on the back of all of this and stick it down. And then you've got the same flower here as this one, it's just slightly smaller, so you can keep it as it is if you'd like, but I decided to pop another one over the top, and that will go on some foam adhesive and be lifted like so. And then I've got my butterfly, which will be down here, and then all of these leaves I just popped in around here, just again to give it a little bit more. And then my sentiment will go down here. Again, that'll be popped up on some foam. And then I've got these flat back pearls here, and I'm going to just do the same kind of arrangement that I've got on that one. So I'm going to get all that stuck down. So that's the card now all finished. So you can see it stands up on its own. You've got space on the back there to write your message. But I've got my top fold 5x7, which is cut from a 10x7 card. I will link the packs because I get asked it all the time. I'm just going to add my glue onto the back here and stick that one on. So like I said, I will have the playlist showing you all of the other ones that I have made. So if you like this style but you prefer a 6x6 size, or I think this would look wonderful on a DL, so those taller, slimmer cards, definitely have a look at the playlist there. So I'm just sitting that over the top, and you'll see now that stands up perfectly. I think also Christmas, imagine this with red on the back and the white stripes. You could have candy cane kind of theme, or you could have lots of red poinsettias. I think that would look beautiful. So I will have the product linked, and I will have a tutorial linked here now. You might want to go and watch those next. Subscribe, like the channel, comment below, all of that good stuff. It really does help out. And I'll see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye.